I'm a ghost, and can I just say that I freaking love tacos?
Hey friends, welcome back to another reaction video. I'm your host, Ghostslovetacos. Today I'm going to be checking out something that's been recommended quite a few times. Tom MacDonald Anxiety. I believe these are his spoken word stories. I actually have a few that are coming up shortly after I upload this as well. I just haven't recorded them yet. But with that being said, let's just hop right into it.
I wake up feeling panicked. My pills are in the cabinet. Takes all the strength I have to just ignore them as I pass it. Man, I hope this...
Okay, so I'm already pausing it just because I didn't know this was him literally speaking, like telling you what he's going through. So I'm going to go ahead and start back from the beginning again so I can listen clearly because I thought it was a song or a rap.
Pills are in the cabinet. Takes all the strength I have to just ignore them as I pass it. Man, I hope this feeling passes soon. Been hell and back, it's barely noon. I'm scared to go outside. Shit, I'm surprised I even left my room.
First off, that's very, very, very sad. That whole first section, you know, like I've said, guys, I've never suffered from addiction, but I've had friends suffer from addiction. I've had my best friend actually passed from use. So I can only imagine the struggle that people who do suffer with addiction deal with daily, you know. Maybe you started for whatever reason and now you just can't stop. You know, that tends to be what it is, right? You started and now you can't stop. Like you feel like you need it all the time. You know, it's just like me with my addiction, but not as severe. I don't want to say that it's anywhere near as severe because mine is not. I have an addiction to soda. You know, it's something that's not you don't need. You know, it's not something that medically does anything to you, but I enjoy it and I don't want to not drink it. But for somebody who has an addiction as severe as, you know, I don't even know how much I'm allowed to talk about that type of stuff, but a medical addiction, it's got to be so much worse, like just so much worse. I mean, just imagine, you know, the withdrawals, vomiting, the cold sweats. I've even heard of the feeling of like bugs under skin scratching. I've heard of all kinds of crazy things. But yeah, back into it.
And it feels like no one understands how bad I'd love to join my friends. It's hard to breathe, I'm anxious, and I'll end up staying home instead. The doctor hasn't helped me much. He signs his name, I buy the drugs. I'm feeling weird, I take one out, it makes me feel comfortably numb.
Yeah, and again, this is actually something I can relate with. I'm sure a lot of you guys can too. Anxiety as a whole, you know. I have really bad anxiety. Somebody calls me and I don't recognize the number. I'm just like, who is that? Is it important? I need to answer it real quick just to make sure it's not important. Or I'm like, I guess it all depends on my mood. Or I'm just like, I don't recognize it. I'm not going to answer it. Even when somebody knocks on my door, you know, somebody knocks on my door, I'm like, who's knocking on my door? Nobody's supposed to be here. I didn't invite anybody over. I didn't order anything. Why are they here? Like I start getting into this craze.
Man, I can't handle my emotions like I used to. It's all different now. I start to sweat, I feel confused, my fingers shake, my heartbeat pounds. And I'm feeling claustrophobic every time the closet closes because my skeletons are in there, so I have to leave it open. I'm just nervous over nothing, even shit I can't control. I used to love to be in public, now I'd rather be alone.
See, exactly what he just said, guys. I was the exact same way, and this is more I can relate to, you know. I used to love being in public, hang out with all my friends, you know, just go do dumb stuff. And now I'd just rather not. I'd rather just stay inside where I know everything's going to be fun. I don't have to worry about any conflict or confrontation or anything. It's just easier that way.
And even though it's difficult, it's probably for the best. If I didn't make a change, I would have drank myself to death. Then I wake up feeling better than I did the day before. But then it hits me out of nowhere and almost knocks me to the floor. A heaviness, a readiness to get back into bed. A sadness that I can't explain, a cloud over my head.
See, how do I say this? I could pause this video 50 times, guys. This is all these are loaded statements, you know. We can all relate to probably all the statements, or at least most of them, you know. Pharmaceuticals aside, right? But just so many things he's saying, it's so true. Let me drop it back a few more seconds just to remember that last line.
Heaviness, a readiness to get back into bed. A sadness that I can't explain, a cloud over my head.
See, and like I wanted to speak on was the cloud over my head, you know. I don't know why, I feel sad all the time. I guess I'm just depressed with where my life is right now. You know, I'm happy. I have a beautiful wife. I have my first son on the way, a little Jasper. I have a mom that loves me, you know. But I'm just always so sad. Like, I always feel like nothing ever goes right. And to be frank with you, I've become kind of a pessimist. That's not who I am, you know. I've always been the optimistic person who smiles even when he's sad, you know. Tells everybody it's going to be okay when it's not. And just lately, like, when I say lately, I mean like the last few years, that's not me.
My deepest, darkest fears feel like they're filling up an ocean, and I'm floating on the surface with no hope to keep me going. I've been down on myself. Man, I forgot how to believe in me. I never asked for help, now I just struggle with it secretly.
Exactly what he just said. I don't know how to ask for help. I don't like asking for help. It makes me feel uncomfortable. My whole life, I have always done everything myself, and if I can't do something, then I struggle, or then I will just suffer. If I can't afford something, then I'll suffer. If I can't pay my phone bill, I'm not going to ask anybody. It's off. I'll suffer. That's how I've been my whole life, and I struggle in silence, and I don't like getting help because when I get help, it just feels weird. Like, I don't like the thought of, like, oh, that person just helped me. Maybe I owe them something now. Now I'm in debt to them. Like, that's just the crazy stuff that comes into my mind because I don't ask for help. But yeah, I suffer a lot in silence.
I wish that it was something I could sweep under the carpet. Trying to hide it all the time only makes the battle harder. Man, I lived a lot of moments that I probably should have cherished. Now they seem so far away from me. I'm angry and embarrassed. I can't even tell my parents. They don't need to keep on worrying.
Yeah, see, and what he just said, he's lived a lot of moments that he regrets not cherishing, and, you know, I'm the same way, and, you know, I'm guilty all the time, you know, when I'm around my family, when I'm working at a job, like before I was able to get a job, before I was with my wife, you know, because she's disabled, you know, I'd be at that job, and I'd be like, man, this is so nice, and I'd think, 15 years down the road, I'm going to be looking down on this, thinking, man, I wish I was still there. And I wish I could have cherished it more, you know. But it is what it is, unfortunately.
My mama and my papa don't deserve to have to bury me. I hope the pills I have.
100%. And in regards to his mom and pop that don't deserve to bury him, guys, check this out. 100% true story. 100%. My best friend, he lost his life to, you know, substance. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, that's why I say it like that. Whatever, we lost him, you know. It was like 3 or 4 months down the road, we also lost his father. But we lost his father because he purposely took his own life. He left a note, you know, and the note was basically just saying, you know, I can't live without my son. My son was everything to me. He was my whole life, you know. He was my happiness. And like it destroys your parents and family. And with that being said, on top of that, guys, if you ever feel negative, like you feel those crazy thoughts coming on, I encourage you to please reach out to anybody near you, your friends, your family. Reach out. Let them hear you, you know. Nobody wants to see you get hurt. Nobody wants to see you go down that path. And, you know, I know it's hard sometimes. I know some people hear the crazy thoughts in their head, you know. But nobody wants to see you get hurt. Nobody wants to see you gone. I promise you. You are worth it, and people do care about you. I've said this in my past videos or a past video or two. Even me, I don't know you, but I don't want to see anything happen to you. You can reach out to me on my Twitter. My Twitter is Ghostslovetacos. Reach out to me. If you are feeling sad and depressed, you can message me and I will talk to you. You know, I will 9 times out of 10 I will see your message and I will talk to you. Either way, if I don't see it instantly, I will see it later in the day, and I assure you I will talk to you. I will take time out of my day to talk to you because you are worth it.
That will hold me over for a while. I'll keep searching for the strength to find my smile.
All right, guys. So that was Tom MacDonald, Anxiety Spoken Word. As you guys just heard, I had a lot of stuff to say. You know, it's weird being able to relate with somebody that you idolize. Obviously, I am no Tom MacDonald. don't claim to be. My life is nothing like his, from what I've heard from his backstories. But being able to relate with somebody on this level, in a weird way, it's kind of nice, knowing that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that has these crazy thoughts. Naturally, I think that I know I'm not alone. I'm not the unique person in the world that has all these crazy thoughts. But to hear it in public, validated by somebody else, it feels better for me. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys for recommending this. It was really nice to listen to. I'm actually going to check out all of the other spoken word tracks as well. So those reactions will be coming up either shortly or within the next few days. But with that being said, if you guys did like my reaction, if you guys liked what I had to say, please hit that like button, subscribe, and lastly, hit that bell notification. That bell notification is kind of silly, but it helps me tell you when I have a new video up. So if you did recommend anything, it may be that recommendation. But with that being said, guys, you have a beautiful night, have a beautiful day. Peace.